Howdy, 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 my beautiful Taurus. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, honey, I'm going to be getting into y'all's weekly tarot horoscope reading for October 2021, honey. So remember, it does not matter what you identify as when it comes to receiving my tarot readings, darling. Whether you identify as he, she, they, them, anything inside that spectrum or outside of it, Taurus. If the cards are going to resonate with you, they're going to resonate with you, darling. So be sure to keep that in mind. As well, if you do find some cards that do resonate, let me know in the comments below how they do, because that's how I keep up with you, Taurus, is through the comments. And if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, Taurus, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot, and I always appreciate it when you guys do that extra step for me, Taurus. But also keep in mind, darling, that I am just a man reading some tarot cards to you, Taurus. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could. Take the cards that resonate, leave what doesn't. I believe tarot cards are just here to provide some food for thought, perspective to consider, but never making the choices in your life, because it's your life to live, Taurus, not mine. And remember that no matter what decisions you end up making, Taurus, I'm always just here to support y'all and what you do, darling. So let's jump into your weekly tarot reading for October 2021, Taurus. Let's see what's going on with y'all. But first and foremost, darling, I'm going to be using my new tarot deck that a lovely subscriber gifted to me. And so this is the Halloween tarot deck, darling. So we're definitely on theme this week, my beautiful Taurus. So much to be looking forward to. Let's see what kind of energy y'all are going to be in, and see just like what we can kind of expect this week. Ooh, darling. So y'all, Taurus, got the Tower card coming in here. This isn't necessarily like a bad energy inherently, or like a scary energy, we'll say, to be looking into, to be having, Taurus, because I kind of see the Tower card, especially as your general theme. Well, yes, there's going to be a lot going on this week for you, Taurus. I do get this impression that this is something that's kind of been needed for you. Sorry, I just hit my mic, darling. Something that's been needed for you, because I'm being shown your plate being too full right now, Taurus. I feel like you've taken on too many projects, but not just your own projects, too many of other people's projects, too many of other people's emotions, too many, like you're taking on responsibilities, Taurus, that, while you may want to do it in the perfect world that you could just be it all, do it all for everybody and everyone, right? I feel like you need to start being a little bit more selfish at this time, Taurus, and ask yourself, like, what is going to serve me at this point? Like, I feel like you're close to hitting your breaking point or reaching your limit, and I feel like most of you Tauruses would agree. Also, can we just talk about how gorgeous the back of this deck is? Just a little side note, darling. So we'll keep this in mind, Taurus. Let's start pulling some tarot cards, though. Let's see what's going on, darling. So we have the Page of Cups coming in here with the Six of Wands. All right, darling, this is looking fabulous. And then, Taurus, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. So a lot of big playing cards, big playing positive cards, Taurus. So the reason why you're having a Tower moment happening for you, Taurus, is because you're getting a new energy in here. This Page of Cups represents, by definition, new opportunities, new people coming into your life as well, Taurus. So this is a perfect time to maintain your sense of being social. Even if you aren't being social at this time, Taurus, I feel like it'd be very beneficial for you to at this time, because Six of Wands here, this is by definition that card of victory, success, darling, fame and fortune, darling, and also the spotlight being put on you. Like, people are noticing you in a very positive way. And so I feel as if for some of you Tauruses, you're going to be like, well, darling, I don't want to be dealing with energies right now. Like, I haven't had the best of luck recently. What have you. This Wheel of Fortune card here, Taurus, really switches up the dynamic for those that are kind of like hesitant, I would say, about being social, about putting yourselves out there, because the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, darling. It's in this positive motion where the tides are changing, darling. And so you have all your cards right there as your base, darling, is this sense of just a time of positive change, a time of positive shifts in your life, Taurus. But those positive shifts don't happen without that Tower moment. And so this is kind of like that, Taurus, admittedly, this might be, I can't sugarcoat my readings, darling. Taurus is like, I talk about the definitions of things, darling. If we see a Tower card, if we see a Death card, darling, right? I can't just be like, oh, it's sunshines and rainbows, right? But I do feel as if, like, you know, what happens after this tower moment, like, you're making space, darling. You're making space, or this tower moment is here. It's a very purposeful pain, as I like to say, right? It's a lot easier to take the struggles that we're going through and take the pain that's happening in our lives and to, see it in a better light, or just be a little bit more optimistic about it when we understand the purpose of it, or we understand at the very least, Taurus, that there's a reason as to why we're experiencing it. So there's definitely reason as to why you might be having a lot of things coming out at the seams, because it's necessary. Maybe spirit just trying to redirect you as well, Taurus, but you know, you're not going to find out until you actually allow this tower energy to come in, because you do have a lot of beautiful energy coming in for you guys. So let's get some clarifiers on this, Taurus. We have the Temperance card coming in under that Ace or Page of Cups, rather, with the Devil card coming in here on that Six of Wands, and then the Three of Cups coming in on the Wheel of Fortune. So this is quite literally what I was already saying, Taurus. Many of you guys, I get the sense that you haven't had the best luck when it comes to just interactions in general. It doesn't have to be romantic. You know, Three of Cups just represents a lot of energy in your life. Platonic, family, darling, for some of y'all, Taurus. Like, it feels at this time like some of you guys may just be more so interested in reclusing a little bit more, you know, especially with that Devil card here. You just haven't had the best of luck. Maybe there's just been this sense of like no matter what it is that you do, Taurus, other people are kind of perceiving you as this devil, or perceiving like some type of, it's like, Taurus, it's like you come out with good intentions, and for some reason your good intentions aren't being received as good intentions, and some of you guys may be even in your head about this as well. Some of you guys, I do feel like the need to say, like, if that's the case, you know, I feel like some of you Tauruses, maybe about like 15-20% of you Tauruses, you guys have been internalizing a lot based off of these we'll just say underwhelming interactions, darling. And I feel as if, you know, that's where the tower moment is coming in here. You need to have a tower moment when it comes to the people in your life that are around you that are not uplifting you, the people in your life that are doing nothing but putting more onto your plate instead of trying to help alleviate some of the that's on your plate, you know. With this Temperance card here, I get this sense here already that you guys are kind of like in and out with this energy already. Like, well, more so in a sense of where one foot's out the door, but maybe you haven't had necessarily like a direct reason to separate yourself from this energy entirely, Taurus. But I see a lot of goodness happening for you guys once you really start releasing, like really just making space in terms of your social interactions, those who you spend time on, and just overall where you're putting your energy, right? If we're going to bring this into just opportunity and not talking about people, I mean, I still feel as if people are still involved in the situation, whether it's, I mean, obviously, even in your workplace. I feel as if like making workplace connections would be very powerful at this time. You know, if this is resonating with in terms of the workplace, I kind of get this message here, Taurus, of just following through with something, writing it out, because you're going to be you're going to get the last laugh. Five of Swords here, resentment and competition. Yeah, so definitely in the workplace or like there's something here, Taurus, of where it's just like you might be having some forces working against you, and you might not be aware of it, or if you are aware of it, you aren't quite sure what to like what your next step should be, right? Maybe for some of you guys, you're just like, am I the problem? Am I the drama, darling? If you get that reference, you'll love it. But Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel as if really at this time, Taurus, you guys need to start thinking for what's best for you at this point in time. Stop worrying about other energies and just make time for yourself. Make it a point to put your priorities first, because for some of you Tauruses, I feel like you're not able to put your priorities first because some of you guys are thinking that you're the problem and you're not. So, what don't my Tauruses see coming towards them at this time, though, darling? What don't my Tauruses see coming towards them right now? Yeah, Hermit card, the Justice card, and the Three of Pentacles. I don't think I showed you guys these cards. Justice card, darling, Hermit. So, what you don't see coming towards you, darling, in that Three of Swords, you know, you're the thing that you're wanting to just really do is just crawl in your hole and just be left alone. And I can understand that, Taurus. I can really appreciate that energy very much so, darling. That's kind of how I feel. But, you know, it's like, you know, while your reaction right now towards like challenges, towards competitions, towards people just trying you, you might be initially just drawn to disengaging, you know, and most of the time, 99% of the time, I'm always going to tell people to just disengage, because that's exactly how I am as well. It's just like when energies, person's trying my nerves, like disengage, blocked by, but it's like, this is something that's continuously occurring, Taurus. It almost is giving me the sense of where whoever's been wronging you, whoever's been just putting a lot of stress on your plate, this Justice card comes in as this nice energy of where it's being taken care of, almost again still pulling you out of your hermit energy. So let's get some clarifiers on this, Taurus. 6 of Discs coming in here with the 4 of Wands, as well as the 6 of Swords, Taurus. So for many of you guys, I feel like 6 is your number this week, Taurus, so definitely look up that number to see how it correlates in y'all's life for this week, for the number 6. I get this impression here, Taurus, of where it's just like some of you guys may be trying to ride it out with somebody because you see the potential in them, Taurus. You see the potential in like where it could go, because I see you definitely wanting a future with them, right? And so now, I want to get more so the sense of what the 6 of Swords is, because, you know, it's the sense of like moving on, but I don't know if this is like you actually just removing yourself from the space or what have you. The Sun card. So, girl, that doesn't really answer my question though, because with the Sun card, it's like, obviously you're moving on towards the Sun, Taurus, but what does that mean? 2 of Pentacles. I always get this sense here, Taurus, where, because, you know, the 2 of Pentacles is quite literally the message that I was saying beforehand, of where it's just like your plate being too full, you needing to alleviate what is on your plate. So I guess more so this is a sign of like whatever this means for you, Taurus. You guys are obviously going to know if this person's right for your life or not, but the message I feel like I need to say is like, just because you see the potential and how something could be with the person doesn't mean they're going to live to that potential, darling. You know, we're all human. All of us are not living to our maximum potential in every facet of our life. That's just realistic. Like, it's impossible. I don't want to say it's impossible. No, it is impossible, right? There's always something more that we can be doing. And some people just are not quite ready to tap into their maximum potential, darling, in certain facets of their life, right? Some people are just more emotionally detached, and some people just have struggles in their relationships, but can tap into their maximum potential for their career. Does that make sense? And so just because you can see potential in a person, if they're not giving what you need to be getting from the connection, walk away from it, right? If this is a situation of where, I mean, I do admittedly feel like this is speaking to my majority of my Tauruses, where it's just like you need to just move on from this. If this person's not giving what you need to be receiving from them, you're not receiving any type of help, any type of support from them, Taurus, move on from this, right? Because again, with that Page of Cups and, you know, the Sun card, like everything, it's like you have all this positivity coming towards you, Taurus, but you need to have your plate like lessened. You're spreading yourself too thin with all these energies, and you need to just be more selfish at this time and acknowledge that you're not the problem, Taurus. You're not asking too much. We have the Queen of Swords here, self-reliance and perception in this. So yeah, I do feel as if you guys need to just exude this Queen of Swords energy, set the proper boundaries. And you know, setting boundaries doesn't mean that you're ending the connection entirely. It just means like, you need to treat me in this way. If you don't treat me in this way, out the door, darling, right? So again, Taurus, it's up to you and how you want to handle this connection. But I do, like, end of the day, like, you need to claim your time back. You need to claim your time back. You need to claim your energy back in this situation. That's all I'm trying to say in this, darling. So now, Taurus, let's see what overall good things are in the works for you guys. Let's see what's going on there. You know, we have that 7 of Swords, darling. So we're really just addressing like this heavy load that's on you. Or even if this is in a social situation, this distrustfulness. Queen of Wands. But we're talking about just more so the sense of freedom, I feel. Six of Pentacles. So the good thing's really just in the works for you is just like we're lessening this load that's been on your back, essentially, right? Seven of Swords is that energy of where I always use the analogy, Taurus, of where it's just like you're trying to bring all the groceries in at once, and you end up having some groceries fall from your way from the car to the house. You know, this is a sense of where you're kind of releasing this, where you feel like you have to be the only one bringing in the groceries and going out and bringing forth something that just gives an equal payout. Like I feel as if like the energy that you're putting into certain situations in your life, Taurus, just are not reciprocating in an equal way. And so I feel as if that's where we need to what we need to be focusing on is just like harboring connections or harboring proper communication and boundaries that allows both sides to be winning rather than just one side being drained. Yeah, we have here the Knave of Wands, and yeah, this is kind of like the situation, Taurus, where it's like you feel like you can't do anything in this situation because either you think you're the problem, Taurus, or you like I just feel like you feel like you're backed into a corner, but it's just like by your own reasoning, like you're afraid of how someone's going to react, or you're just worried about, I don't know. It's like a weird dynamic. Definitely let me know like what exactly this is about for you, Taurus. But it's just interesting. I just feel like communication just keeps being like the theme for you guys. Communicating and just being like, hey, I'm drowning, darling. Give me a lifeline. Give me some help, honey. So, yeah, Taurus. We're going to wrap this up, darling. This portion of the reading. Give these cards to Miss Aretha Franklin, darling, if she'll take them, darling. And then we're going to give these cards to Miss Barbara Walters. Actually, have these switched out. This is Aretha Franklin. I digress, though. Taurus, let's get into your spirit guide and ancestral messages for this week. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see what insight they have through tarot. We have here the Four of Wands, Taurus, with the Five of Wands, rather. All right, yeah. Girl, I need my glasses, right? And then, Taurus, we have the more Wands energy, Eight of Wands here. So your spirit guide message is like you're essentially going down the right path here, Taurus. You are dealing with some conflicts, some obstacles during your path, which may be having you thinking that you need to move, or thinking as if like I feel as if you need to be told from an outside energy, Taurus, that your heart's in the right place, that you're not as bad as a person as you think you might be perceiving yourself at this time. And I have to kind of ask the question of like, why do you keep on, like, I'm just noticing this theme with Tauruses where they're just, in this reading at least, of where they're kind of like very self-deprecating. And I feel like we need to get out of this energy of self-deprecation. I don't know if you're getting the self-deprecation from some type of social interaction that we were talking about, darling, or if this is just like your natural state of where it's just like once some type of conflict happens with that Five of Wands, like you're just like, oh, like I messed up here, I need to work on myself here, right? So Taurus, let's see here, continue on. Two of Swords, or Two of Swords. Indecision and avoidance. So it's almost as if you already know the problem that you need to be addressing, Taurus, or the situation that you need to start building some proper boundaries, or where you need to speak up on, but you're resistant towards this. And until you actually address this moment, address this situation, I don't really see you guys going forward too much more. I feel like this is something that you need to address before you can really tap into all that positivity that we were talking about beforehand, Taurus, right? Because you have it's like you have all these blessings waiting for you, but you have to be willing to break the dam. You have to be willing to like break the piggy bank to really get that, to get those rewards, essentially, Taurus. So interesting. Now, Taurus, let's see how people are perceiving you at this time, how people are perceiving you and their intentions towards you, darling. Let's see what's going on there. We have 10 of Cups coming in here with the Five of Swords. Such heaviness in terms of your personal life, Taurus. It sucks. And then one last one, we have the King of Pentacles. Personal life definitely revolving around your home state. I do feel as if they do, like whoever this person is, they provide some sense of stability for you, whether even if it's just like very far and few in between, where it's just like sometimes they are like emotionally available for you to connect to. Maybe they're there to, even with this King of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, it could be like a family member or someone that you live with. Five of Swords here is just the sense of, again, the sense of just like someone in your personal space that is just associated with a lot of heaviness. Taurus, admittedly, it's just very much so like what was at one point like a mutual beneficial relationship. There's a scientific term for it. I can't think of it right now. What was at one point a mutual beneficial relationship is now turning into a little parasitic relationship where this person, whether it's intentional or not, darling, it's seeming like they're giving me very much so parasite energy and kind of taking from you, Taurus, and not giving anything in return. What are their intentions, though? Magician card, Hermit card, and here we have the Knight of Swords. I don't think I showed these cards. All right, so their intentions towards you, Taurus, is like, it feels as if they're self-aware on some level that they need to work on themselves, Taurus, or they're realizing like where some issues might be lying. But I don't feel like they're going to be talking to you about it. Or at least this week, I don't feel like they're going to be talking to you about it and be like, hey, I know I need to work on this. This is giving me very much so an energy of being like, oh man, like, see where I might be acting a little bit crazy here or just adding a lot onto their plate. And I feel like they're going to be trying to just work on those issues with themselves silently, Taurus. So this is even themselves, like if this is addressing the same person, Taurus, they're acknowledging like their own faults, like where they're lacking or coming short in, Taurus. So this showcases this. So it's like, hopefully this at the very least gives you this affirmation that you're not the problem. Well, it takes two to tango, darling. I'm not here to say it's like, oh, you're not the problem. Like, girl, your business, if you're honest with yourself, if you know. But I do see, like, I feel like you're taking on all the responsibility, all the fault coming when it's just like this person acknowledges that they could be working on themselves as well. If there's so many people, I might be saying it's like more so like their behavior, their controlling behavior, or just their behavior of just like throwing more and more at you, Taurus, is what I feel. And then with the Seven of Wands, it's like this sense of like throwing a bunch at you, like they're just asking you, like you wake up in the morning and they have like this giant to-do list for you to be doing, or like they may not even be providing that to-do list. It's just like because they won't do it, you just take it upon yourself to be like, oh, I should be doing this, I guess I need to do this. Does that make sense, Taurus? So yeah, that's the reading that I have. I really am sorry, Taurus, that you're going through all this personal, because I feel like for many of you guys, this is just like your personal life, romantic, platonic, family, what have you. I'm really sorry that you guys are going through this heaviness right now. But remember, you guys are needing that tower moment that we were talking about, because it's time for a change. Things need to change up. But once this change finally happens, you have so much new energy coming in here that just brings forth just a lot. It's going to be like a nice breath of fresh air, a lot of weights being lifted off your shoulders, anxieties, depressions being moved away. And it doesn't necessarily mean in this reading like you're not going to be talking to this person anymore. It could literally just be about talking about your problems, talking about setting those boundaries, Taurus. So just remember that, darling. I love you so much, Taurus. No matter what you do, I'm always here to support you. If you want to book a private personal reading with me, Taurus, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com, darling. Next to my social medias, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that just being SimplyVelca, Taurus. Till next time, though, I love you so much. Bye.